Greeting to you, one and all super sales personnel. It gives me great pleasure to say a few words on the first chapter of this book, 7 Giant Steps to Achieve Selling Excellence. By the way, before speaking another word, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Madam Wong, the virtual assistant to CTM Joseph NG, your sales expert. Without further ado, let me continue. Alright, thanks. Chapter 1. The perfect intro. Quote, obstacles are necessary for success because in selling, as in all careers of importance, victory comes only after many struggles and countless defeats. Ogmandino, he wrote the best-selling book The Greatest Salesman in the World. His books have sold over 50 million copies and have been translated into over 25 languages. Salesmen are in many respects the unsung heroes of marketing. Success in marketing for many, perhaps most, companies depend importantly upon salesmen's skills in matching company products with customers' needs and, of course, in effecting ownership transfers, i.e., making sales. Moreover, the senior salesman must formulate good personal selling strategies and manage his or her salesmen. Trust me, these sales personnel who implement it are not only critical but have challenging tasks. By the way, personal selling is a highly distinctive form of promotion. Like other forms, if you don't feel comfortable with some of the personal selling tactics, just don't do it. In truth and personally, I will not use them, because I do have salespeople who use on me. On the other hand, selling is basically communication but unloftiest. It is a two-way rather than one-way communication. Thus, selling more or less invests in social tactics, a behavioral study by which the salesman and his prospect believe in what they say and do. That is influencing both with each other. The outcome of each sales situation depends importantly on each success both parties have in common communications. Also, with each other and in a team with a common understanding of needs and goals. To be honest, the social character of personal selling makes it an activity particularly difficult to manage. Generally, a great salesman must leave each sale and interact with individual customers in the manner he feels is the right thing to do. Yet, at the same time, sales management must direct and control in order to achieve company's marketing and personal selling objectives. If your work has anything to do with marketing, you need this book. Why? Because you do not have time to talk with those 100 plus managers and companies who contributed their expertise and insights to this book. Because you don't have time to study the 200 plus journals and books the author reviewed in order to discover what you need to know about selling in the years 2020 and beyond. And because you will find immediate uses for many of the checklists, problem solvers, and creative new approaches this book contains. If you must know, the book 7-Step Giant to Achieve Selling Excellence is a working document for working salesman or woman. It details up-and-coming techniques and tips, identifying tomorrow's sources of competitive advantage rather than recapitulating yesterday's. It elaborates on the enduring themes in selling, focusing on the most powerful recent implementations of them. It provides a unique vehicle for cross-fertilization of methods and solutions by uniting the ideas of leading thinkers from many industries and professions. Believe me, this book 7 Steps of Selling format is especially suited to these purposes. Its entries start by listing applications and summarizing procedures so that every sales personnel can quickly evaluate alternative methods and select the most applicable. Additionally, the guts of each technique are presented in clear, practical language, copiously seasoned with case histories and advice from expert practitioners. Everything is designed to help the reader find useful ideas and methods and then figure out how to use them in context. Nothing is included unless it can be translated directly into actions and benefits by the reader. The guiding principle is need to know, not nice to know. So, as you read, listen to your heart. Compare the ideas, methods, and techniques taught in this book with your own experience. Be sure that it feels right. If the idea makes sense to you, try it out in a real-life situation with a prospective customer. If it has to do with your own inner development, try that out as well. And be patient. Give knowledge and ideas a chance to work. You can only grow by moving out of your comfort zone, by doing things that you've never done before. But only take action if your inner voice tells you that it makes sense in your situation. Moreover, the sales system you are about to learn is divided into 7 parts. This book is designed to be read one chapter at a time, in order. Please be sure to make notes in the margins and underline key ideas that you want to come back to later. When you have completed the book, You should use it as a reference tool, going back to the specific parts of the particular chapters that can be most helpful to you at that time and practices discovered in sales since the beginning of the century and distilled into a more comprehensive and effective approach to selling than has ever done and been developed. Countless salespeople, using these ideas, have gone from the bottom of their sales force to the top, from beginning salespeople to leaders in their industry, and from being broke and scaled to becoming some of the highest paid and most self-confident people in this part of Southeast Asia. Summary: in a nutshell, the whole chapter can be distilled into a few simple sentences. If you remember, the sales personnel who implements sales strategies are not only critical but has a challenging task of successful selling. Additionally, as mentioned, personal selling is definitely two-way rather than one-way communication. Again, in this recap, be reminded you will find this book gives you immediate uses, such as the many checklists, problem solvers, and creative new approaches. Lest you forget, the book's listing of selling applications and summarizing procedures will enable every salesperson to quickly evaluate alternative methods and select the most applicable in any selling situation. Just to reinforce this book, nothing is included unless it can be translated directly into actions and benefits by the reader. The guiding principle is need to know, not nice to know. To be sure, the book encourages you to grow by moving out of your comfort zone, by doing things that you've never done before. Additionally, when you have completed the book, you should use it as a reference tool, going back to the specific parts of the particular chapters that can be most helpful to you at that time and practice. Finally, this chapter would be incomplete without the all-important conclusion. Therefore, with this book, I believe it will definitely change your selling life. Truly, it will give you the edge to unlock your full sales potential by practicing what you learn in the coming pages. You, too, without a shadow of doubt, you can become one of the finest salespeople in Malaysia and perhaps in the world. In my years of selling at street level, the contents of this book have raised my selling performance to greater heights. Now that I have finished my part in writing this first chapter, I wish goodbye for now. Just before leaving, may I leave you with a famous quotation by Thomas Edison: our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Hope to see you in the next chapter. By the way, may we, CTM Joseph and myself, wish you happy selling.